Welcome to my video. This is the New Year's Day of 2023 and I am on a flight to Hokkaido, northern Japan to see the first sunrise of the year. The sunrise took place at about 6:41 a.m. Japan Standard Time and we are now flying over the Kanto region, the greater Tokyo area. Look at this beautiful sunrise. The aircraft, which is All Nippon Airways Boeing 737-800, has Boeing Sky Interior in it and this is so beautiful. The flight to Sapporo, Hokkaido is about 1.5 hours from Tokyo's Haneda Airport. And now we are landing at the snowy New Chitose Airport. Just check out that insane snowy thrust reversers. So here we are at the New Chitose Airport, Sapporo, but actually we are heading right back to Tokyo, this time on Japan Airlines domestic Airbus A350-900. The plane has first class seats on it, so we waited for the seat to become vacant so that we could get the upgrade by chance. In the meantime, let's wait at the lounge. The Diamond Premier Lounge is exclusively for first class users and upper executive members of Japan Airlines. Luckily, my acquaintance who was traveling with me was the executive member, so I could also enter this lounge. Look at this. Even though it is a domestic lounge, there are some simple foods such as light breads or rice bowl. I also opted for the orange juice for drink and had some little breakfast before we headed back to Tokyo. The domestic Diamond Premier Lounge is especially famous for its delicious breads. And this is actually very nice with good smells and balanced sweet taste and yeah, this was very nice. Now it was time for us to find out whether we could upgrade to the first class, so we went to the standby counter. So we could receive the good news that we both could upgrade to first class. So now we are going to head back to Tokyo with the finest seat and finest in-flight service within the Japan domestic airline service. So now this Airbus A350-900 JA11XJ is taking us back to Tokyo. This one is very new. It's still only about a year and a half years old. So I think the product is also the state of the art. So now we are boarding and we are one of the first passengers to board as we are using the first class. We are on group 1 and we could board before the plane gets crowded. So here we are on the plane. Now we are sitting in the second row of this domestic Airbus A350-900. Look at this legroom. This is domestic flight but still we have plenty. And look at this, since this is a New Year's Day, to celebrate this, the video and the background music of this boarding is quite different from that of Japan Airlines ordinary ones. Alcoholic sanitary wipes were also given out and there's also menu to each seat as there's in-flight meal service. Look at this, it says Happy New Year on the cover. Look at this and Japanese special menus will be served on this flight. Although this plane is not built for international routes, all seats are equipped with IFE personal TV screens. And the most fun part of this plane is that we have external cameras. We can look at the landing gear as well as the whole view of the plane if we look at the back camera, rear camera. This is so cool. Now this seat is equipped with a seatbelt with an airbag in it. As there's a distance between the seat in front, the seatbelt has to, hold all the shocks when there's an accident. So that's why there's an airbag in it. This doesn't apply to the seats in premium economy and economy class. And anyways, the boarding is still in progress. The boarding progressed pretty smoothly and the rear passenger boarding bridge was detached from the plane. Look at the wing. We couldn't see the whole wing but still we could get a nice view. Now the ground servicing was also coming to an end. More review about the seats. There's a movable partition between the seats so that we could have plenty of privacy. Other than that, we also have personal reading lights, not only on the ceiling but on individual seats, so that we could have a better lighting system when we read something, even the plane's dark. In addition to that, there's also an additional storage in the seat in front. I think this is for the second row only, but yeah, this is pretty much convenient. So now the boarding finished, and since the weather wasn't that bad, we don't need de-icing either, so I think we could depart on time. A message was given to all the seats in the screen, so that we could fasten our seat belts. The boarding bridge was being detached from the plane, and we all had to just wait for the pushback.
おめでとうございます。今日も元旦よりワンワールドアライアンスメンバー日本航空をご利用くださいましてありがとうございます。この便は日本航空502便、ブリティッシュエアウェイズ、キャセイパシフィック航空、ハワイアン航空とのコードシェア便でございます。
So now the plane pulled back from the gate, and we're off for a heavenly 1.5-hour trip back to Tokyo.
ご搭乗ありがとうございます。
Welcome on board.
安全について説明しますので、必ずご覧ください。
Please watch this safety video and familiarize yourself with the safety instructions.
荷物は近くの収納場所に入れます。
All baggage must be stowed in the nearest storage. Place the band over your head and adjust.
衝撃に備える姿勢をとります。
In the unlikely event of impact,
救命胴衣は座席下または横にあります。
your life vest is located under or beside your seat.
頭からかぶり留め具をかけしっかりと締めます。
So now the engine started, and thanks to the rear camera, we could see what's going on with the plane. The plane was now taxiing, and due to the snow, the paved surfaces are very wet, and the powerful engines are blowing all the water behind. We're almost ready for takeoff.
シートベルトをもう一度お確かめください。また、座席の背もたれ。
Control and unloaded to the additional positions. Thank you. So we have taken off in the northern direction from Sapporo-Tokyo Airport. So right after we took off, the plane was making a U-turn so that the plane would fly southern bound for Tokyo. Now look at this clear sky. As it snowed in the last few days, the ground is completely covered with snow, so it's very white. But the skies are clear today, so we could see a beautiful scenery out there. Now we are flying out into the Pacific Ocean south of Hokkaido, and we are now off to ready for the flight service. There's earphones or headphones to each seat, and first class seats are served with a very good noise cancelling earphones. Now we could also use the reclining system, so I tried to maneuver it. Before that, look at this. There's also some universal power outlets and so on. We could also use a simple power plugs, but we could also use Type-A USBs in order to charge our devices. So the reclining is, moved by electric motors, even though it is for domestic flights only. And this is a very nice thing. It has high function. It even has a massage function in it. The cushions are also very comfortable. We could get out the foldable tray tables from the center armrest of our seat. So this looks very thin, but since it is made out from metal, it is very sturdy. So we can have meals without worrying about spilling it. So, as we have reached the cruising altitude, the flight attendants were now preparing meals and we could smell the nice smell of this New Year's special cuisine. So here comes the in-flight meals. Today, Japanese food, which is in a special dish version of the New Year 2023, is being served. Look at the main dishes. It is very hot and it is very fresh. Today, a fish is served and there's also some vegetables in it. Other than that, we have fruits, other side dishes, and also ozoni Japanese New Year soup. So the food is served in China, not on plastic cutleries, but this is really amazing, you know. The fish is served with a sauce which is based on a soy milk actually, and this is a very unique thing. But other than that, we also have some tofu, Japanese mushrooms, and all the stuff. We have this New Year soup with some omochi, the rice cake in it, so we can feel that this is a New Year. This is served only on the 1st to 3rd of January. We also have some peach juice for beverage, which was recommended by our flight attendants. So, it was served in cans, so we could pour this to our glasses by ourselves. Look at this. I think this is not only juice, but they also use some puree of the peach itself. It was very delicious and sweet, and it tasted very natural. So now let's have the main dish. This fish is very tender and juicy, and I wondered how they could do it on in-flight meals. It was very nice with nice balance between the juice and the oil in it. It tasted very nice anyways, and I felt I didn't want to eat too fast because I couldn't feel the taste for a long time. Anyways, this is very good with balanced diets, and there's also some rice, red rice with soybeans. Those types of rice are served when we celebrate for something like New Year's Day. So anyways, I ate it completely, and it was one of the best in-flight meals I've ever experienced on a flight. After the meal service, we noticed that the plane is nearing the Greater Tokyo areas. And anyway, this plane is very comfortable, and this is largely thanks to its quietness. The engine is very quiet, but also in the front, we don't hear the words of engine, so we could feel it's even quieter. So before we start descending, I enter the lavatory to check out how it is being kept. So the lavatory inside has, dark walls, which makes us feel calm, and it's on the front part of the plane. It's like just behind the cockpit, but we don't feel there's not much space partly because the plane's fuselage is designed to have optimum space for the cabin. As we approach Tokyo, the skies are getting even more clear, and we could see the land beneath us. The plane is already starting the descent, and we could see all the lands more closer.
皆様にお願いいたします。お座席にお戻りになり、シートベルト。
Since the air is clear, as we descend further and further, we could see each buildings on the land, and we could feel how people are moving and how the industries and towns are spread across the Greater Tokyo area. This is the footage of Narita Airport, which is another major airport in Tokyo's Greater Tokyo district. We could see All Nippon Airways Airbus A380 flying Honu, which is exclusively used for routes from Tokyo Narita to Honolulu, Hawaii. Now they are back in service after a long absence due to the COVID-19 pandemic. During the pandemic, those planes served, charter special domestic flights for us to enjoy. Anyways, we are now over Tokyo Bay and on our final approach. So, everyone in the plane has settled in for the landing, and we couldn't use the toilet, of course. The lights turned red so that we could be kept out of the toilet. Now, look at this. This is Mount Fuji, which is the highest mountain in Japan. It's also an active volcano, but thanks to its shape, it's also regarded as the most beautiful mountain in Japan, and it shows us good luck. It's a symbol of good luck, especially when we see it on the New Year's Day.
We have landed at Tokyo International Airport. We will arrive at gate number 15 of the North Wing. Please make sure to keep your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft stops completely and the seatbelt sign is off. Passengers in first class will deploy first. Thank you for your understanding. We hope you have happy holidays. Thank you.
Now, after arrival, we waited for some time for this boarding bridge to be attached to the plane. So meanwhile, we waited inside the plane and enjoyed the atmosphere of this brand new Airbus A350-900. The lights changed its colors thanks to its mood lighting system. And we also enjoyed this video, deplaning video of Japan Airlines. This is, shown to us all the time, every time we deplane, and this music is very beautiful. Anyways, after the passenger disembarked, we had a chance to, take some footage and photos of the first class area thanks to our flight attendants. Anyways, this flight was enjoyable and we could deplane with comfort. I would like to show great appreciation, great thanks to the cabin attendants, and I wish you all a great year.